morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to INCRadio once again on another lovely and beautiful weekend. I am Taylor Joy Lagpakan from the local congregation of Temecula Valley.
And I am Lorraine Lubong from the local congregation of El Cajon.
And you are tuned into INCRadio
San Diego.
Thank you for joining us. We know we have lots who are tuning in from all over the world, not just here in California and in San Diego. So be sure to let us know in the live chat where you are tuning in from. And while you're at it, make sure you're subscribed to the INCRadio YouTube channel. And, Oh, yeah, share the link. I have a checklist in my head, and I was like, what's next? You share the link to your friends and family so they can join us for our show today, because we're going to be talking about something very nice and reminiscent that was recently held in our district. So we don't want you to miss out. How else can people be involved in today's show, Lorraine?
You can use your hashtags. So for those who are watching with us, here are your hashtags. And don't forget to tune in until the very end of this show to find out winners from our last week's broadcast.
Spoiler alert, the results will not shock you at all. But with that, we're going to jump into our main topic for our show today. So in case you didn't know, today we're going to be talking about our recently held INCinema Awards 2024. For those who may not know what INCinema is, it is a project within the Church of Christ that is focused on filmmaking. So there were lots of different districts in our side of the globe, our region, as we'll call it today, who created films in the past couple of months. Our district was one of them. We made a really nice film, and the theme for this year centered a lot around the CWS, or the Children's Worship Service Group, which is the organization in the church for those children who are not baptized yet. So this was a really nice experience. It's not all the time that your district gets to host the INCinema Awards. So that's why it's so special to us that we got to host it this year. And that's what we're going to be talking about.
Well, why don't we ask our chat or our viewers, were they able to catch our INCinema Awards this year?
Yes, let us know. You can answer with A, yes, or B, I wish I saw it, or I wish I was there, because yes, it was a very big event. Lorraine, I know you were there.
I was there. Were you there?
I think I was there too. Yeah, we were there we are.
Yes, we were.
Yes. So we'll talk about our roles a little bit more later on. But while everybody is letting us know in the chat if they were also with us there, we're going to welcome our very special in-studio guest. He played a very big role in not only the INCinema Awards show, but also with our district's INCinema film itself. So please join me in welcoming the one and only Brother Brian Berling. All right, Brother Brian. When you first walked on, the first thing I noticed was your glasses. Very nice, very snazzy.
They tend to catch some attention sometimes.
In a good way, very good way. Brother Brian, we know who you are, of course, but for those who are tuning in who may not know who you are, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, I am Brian Berling. I am the District Bookload President here in the Ecclesiastical District of San Diego County, California. Bookload, of course, is the organization within the church that takes care of the married brethren. And I guess as far as relevant to our discussion today, I was a director on the film created by San Diego County, as well as a producer for the show, the award show that we just held a few weeks ago.
Right on. So definitely a very big role that you've played in our project and our award show. So I think you're the perfect guest to be having on today. So Brother Brian, you did already mention your role in the INCinema Awards and the project itself, but did you want to maybe explain a little bit more about what that was like in terms of what your responsibilities were, or how exactly you were involved as producer and director?
Sure. So as District Bookload President, there are, of course, a lot of activities that we put together, but this is the first time that I've done a show like this before.
Yeah.
So even for me, a lot of things that I learned that I had to learn along the way. as far as how the sequencing of this type of event would work, what kind of equipment is necessary, because it wasn't just held within our district, as you alluded to. A lot of the other districts along the West Coast joined us remotely. So we had to figure out, how is our video connection going to work with them?
Right.
If, say, one of their nominees were to win an award, how would we transition over to them and show them on camera and show those acceptance speeches?
Yeah.
So it was a great learning process that I think I'm going to walk away with some new skills.
Yeah.
It sounds like it. Sounds like there were lots of technical aspects.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, is that knowledge that you kind of already had going into the preparations, or not so much?
I mean, I guess kind of. Like, I've watched a ton of award shows before, and then you kind of see how it works when, nominees are being read, and then they show the nominees like anxiously waiting, is my name going to be called? But I never put myself in that headspace of, well, how do they do that? Right. So I and the rest of the team, I cannot emphasize enough how much this was a team effort, how many hands were involved in this sort of thing. I would never claim to take the credit for myself. It was absolutely a team effort. But having everybody's input was so valuable, right, to put this whole thing together.
Very nicely said. And it definitely showed in the awards event itself. I feel like it really was so evident how everybody came together and picked up any tasks that needed to be done in order to get the award show to be so magnificent. So well done to you and the team for that.
Well, speaking of roles, how about you, Taylor? Did you have a role in this In Cinema Awards and the film?
Good question. Yes, I did. So for the film, I did help a little bit with the wardrobe and the aesthetics guidelines for the actors. So that was really fun. I've been loving being part of the planning part and the stuff that goes on behind the camera for our In Cinema films. So that was really fun. And then for the awards show itself, I was one of the presenters with you.
Yeah, we were together.
Yes, that's where that photo was taken. But what about you? What was your role for the In Cinema film?
The film, I had a few lines, which was very nostalgic for me because I was also part of last year's In Cinema film.
Right.
So to have a few lines in this year was, it was like dusting off my skills. But,
so I got to jump in on this. How Sister Lorraine came to the rescue in this context, right? So we had our plan. And again, this is the kind of thing that comes up with projects of this scale.
Yeah.
Unexpected circumstances arise. One of the actors that we cast for the role was unable to fulfill the role, could not come in on the days that we were filming. Absolutely apologetic. It was not within her control.
Right.
Lorraine stepped up.
Oh, wow.
She, 2-3 days notice, learned the lines. And like she said, it wasn't a lot of lines, but they were some kind of critical lines, right? Pivotal to our story. So she came in, just knocked it out of the park.
Wow. She can do it all.
No, not at all. But I was also a presenter. So everything turned out well and it flowed, as it should.
Yes. And I'm so glad we were both some of the presenters because I feel like we presenters had so much fun backstage.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We were just
that was evident.
Yes.
You were also backstage, yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you were there and you heard people being very loud in the back, that was probably the presenters. That's how much fun we were having.
Speaking of, for our chat, our viewers, what was your favorite part of the In Cinema Awards? A, the speeches, B, the performances, C, fashion, or D, the hosts?
There's only one correct answer. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Let us know. And while you do that, let's read some of the comments that some of the people have already left in the live chat. I love reading these comments from Brother Emmanuel Bognut, #Vista. Love those glasses.
Thank you, Vista.
We do. We love them.
And Sister, I'm sorry, what was her name?
Kat.
Sister Kat, I'm so sorry. Sister Kat Burley. My husband, #NSD.
Also from Andrew Santa Monica, y'all so funny talking about In Cinema, #Seattle.
Aw, look at that. And Sister Kat as well, #NSD, representing in the awards with several nominations.
Yes.
Wow.
And awards taken home. Also from Ryan Arciete, Super Lorraine to the rescue.
Of course.
You need to make a business card now.
Yeah, I
in
will.
case people need to call up someone to fill in for roles last
Yeah.
minute.
Understudy roles ready to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Presenter role last minute. You need a presenter.
I can do
It's your
everything.
girl.
Just kidding.
Also from Brother Ronnie Lee and Siete, awesome work in Cinema Awards 2024 production staff. Thank you so
Wow.
much.
And again, Sister Cat, hashtag Ennis, I am stuttering. Love the host because my husband and son presented. Oh, yeah.
Also, we have a comment from Sister Terralyn. She says, "E, all of the above." To the answer, to answer the question, what was your favorite part of the INCinema Awards? Thank you. Yes, there was so much to love.
Sister Kat mentioned already, your son was a big part of this role or
He
this
was.
film as well. Do you want to talk more about your, how you guided him and his process of, taking up this role?
Sure. It was really interesting because now that I think about it, this has been a months-long process, right? We started way back at the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
We had a kickoff meeting in this room, right? I brought my son along because nobody was watching him that afternoon. We were doing ideation. What is the theme? What is the narrative that we want to go for?
Uh-huh.
He jumped in and just joined, right? Just kind of thinking, hey, this will be cool to do. And he's 8 years old,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Just turned 8. He was 7 at the time.
Wow.
And so from the early inception of the film,
Mhm.
he had some involvement. So he actually participated in our discussions about the kind of story that we wanted to tell.
Mhm.
It was great because we knew it would be CWS themed, right?
Mhm.
CWS being our youth in the church.
Yep.
And he was able to give us that perspective.
Mhm.
Right? We could turn and bounce some ideas off of him.
Mhm.
Is this a thing that you experienced in school? Would this have been a thing that you would have learned from?
Aw.
And so then when the auditions came up, he was eager to participate in that.
Mhm.
And it was, of course, such a joy. I love this little kid. He is my third and last child. So being able to build this experience with him right by my side was really fulfilling for me.
Yeah, that sounds so special. And I love that you two get to look back on this year now and think about this year as being the year that you both were so involved in the INCinema film.
Absolutely.
And shout out to our parents who supported all of our CWS kids in this film. We had a
Yeah.
few of them participate as well, and they couldn't have done it without the support of their parents, driving them to these venues and waiting for them at the end of every film day, right?
For
Yes,
sure.
they were long days. Parents were right there by our side.
Mhm.
And I could see now our cast being so young, they were having fun the whole time. They didn't care what time it was. But I could see the parents waiting patiently. So my utmost thanks to you parents for being there and just sticking it out with us.
And the CWS kids also had a role in our INCinema Awards, right? They were also part of the presenting portion.
Right.
And it was so cute seeing the parents teach them, like, oh, this is how you read the nominee. One of them was trying to pronounce nominees all through, like, walking up to this stage. She kept saying it to herself. She's like, nominees. So cute.
How sweet. That's precious. I can totally imagine that.
Mhm.
So we've talked a lot about our memories from the INCinema film itself,
Mhm.
right? And then all of this leads up to the INCinema Awards, which we just held and hosted in our district. Would you like? I know you already mentioned a little bit about that, but were there any moments or experiences within the process of preparing for the INCinema Awards ceremony that have stuck out to you, or things that just really made you realize the impact that we're making with this INCinema Awards show?
In terms of the preparation,
Mhm.
and I've seen this before, and it's always reinforced when we do activities of this scale,
Mhm.
the level of community and collaboration
Yeah.
that we have in the church. None of this stuff goes on any one person's shoulders.
Mhm.
It's always a team effort, especially when there's so many aspects to this, right? So yes, we mentioned the technical aspect,
Right.
all of the equipment that we would need and who would be operating it, decorations,
Mhm.
the program, the performances. There's so many people involved with a project of this scale.
Mhm.
And it's so awesome to see nobody's complaining.
Mhm.
Right.
everybody's eager to do it. And there's a lot of people asking questions. Well, how should we do this? How should we do that? Because everyone is so invested in making it the best it could possibly be, right? There's so much division, so much conflict. So it's so reassuring to see when people are willing to come together with one common purpose and put all their effort, and we're all doing this for free, right? Nobody's a professional, nobody's
Right.
getting paid for this sort of thing. And yet it's that intrinsic motivation, that internal fulfillment that we get just by participating and contributing. That's the biggest impact to me.
Yes. And you
I
see
love
the
that.
pictures. We had a few pictures up earlier with the districts and how they celebrated with us. So even though we were hosting, they had their own decoration. They had a few brethren join them, and
Yes.
seeing them come together, as you've said, in this type of activity, this event.
Yes. This event was truly so much larger than what it seemed like. Because, as we've mentioned, we had other districts connected with us. And I love these pictures from the other districts. You could just see how excited they were. Like, equally excited as us in San Diego, if not more. And that's what I noticed as well with all that we've seen from that day.
And everyone won something.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, everyone
That's
won.
true. Yes, that was so much fun to see. Let's read some of the comments, because we know that so many of you have been mentioning your memories from the awards as well. I'll read this one.
Okay.
From Erwin Prado, to our question earlier, what was your favorite part of the INCinema Awards? He says, D, the hosts. Thank you to them. Thank you to them for guiding us through the whole programs as we tuned in live from remote sites. Thank you for tuning in and joining us for the awards.
And Brother Manuel Bugnut says, #Vista chooses all of the above, like we've said in that question.
Lovely.
And let me read this one too.
Go ahead.
Erwin Prado says, congratulations to San Diego County, California for hosting live for INCinema Awards, #EC.
Thank you so much. From Andrew Santa Monica, the speeches. I remember last year, WST.
West Seattle.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Fact checker was included, and we had some last minute speeches. LOL. #Seattle, #Vista.
Sister Mel Payne says, congratulations to Sister Lily Jomuk and to all. Yes, she did take some of our awards, but that was everyone's effort.
Yes. That was so fun to watch her, because I think she won one,
Uh-huh.
and then she won the category
After
right
won the
after.
category right after.
Yeah.
So she was like, hello, it's me again.
I felt bad because after the first award, she walked all the way back to her seat. And I knew she was going to win the next one because I had the card. I was like, you really should stay, but then I'm going to spoil it. No, go ahead and go.
Yeah. You made the right choice.
It was
You
part
should
of the
stay.
experience.
I think
We're
so.
walking back and forth.
Right.
The excitement. Yes. From Rename Recinto. B, the performances. I love kids singing. The children's performances.
Oh, yes.
There were lots of performances during the INCinema Awards ceremony.
Mhm.
A lot of them were done by the groups of CWS, not just from San Diego County, but some performances from the other districts as well. And I loved that aspect as well. I think this is our
National
district,
City.
National
National
City,
Yes.
CWS. Oh, their
Look how
performance
cute they
was
are.
so
They're
sweet.
so cute.
I think anytime you put a kid in a bow tie,
Yeah.
that's a win.
You're right. That's an
Right, you can't go wrong.
Yes, you can't go wrong
Aw.
there, for sure. All right, maybe let's move on to our last question that we have for you, Brother Brian. We're going to start wrapping up our chat with you, and thank you already for sharing so much with us. But what resonated with you the most in the process of making the film, as well as the process of preparing for the INCinema Awards?
The thing that resonated with me the most was watching these kids work hard at this craft. So
Yeah.
our oldest child who participated with us was 10. Youngest was 6. So very young age range, of course. They were having fun with what they were doing. But what was awesome was to see the relationship between them blossoming, right? Seeing these kids spend the time with one another and forming what I hope are going to be lifelong friendships.
Yes.
Right. That's kind of the sense of community that we build within the church, that we are supporting one another. We are working together toward this common purpose, and then seeing it with these kids and having the privilege and feeling that humility of seeing them do this craft, right? That they have just been introduced to, and seeing what it was able to do for their self-esteem, their confidence,
Right.
their relationships with one another. That I think is among probably the most valuable thing that I'm going to walk away with.
Definitely. Speaking from a personal perspective, I was involved in lots of these types of productions when I was younger, and I can definitely vouch for what you just said. I love the memories that I've made with my friends who were also part of these projects at the time. We're now in different districts, but we still keep in touch because we shared such a memorable experience together when we were younger, and we always look back at it. So these experiences are so valuable, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that. And while I'm talking, I also need to correct myself really quick. We mentioned WST earlier. That actually stands for Washington State. It's their district code. So no, you're good. Now we all know. So there's your new knowledge for the day. What about you, Lorraine?
Wow.
Is there any? Oh, wow.
Yes, wow.
We got to cut you off guard, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was there anything from this experience of making the film and preparing for the awards that's going to stick with you for years to come?
I think just being a part of something big like this, because being part of last year's In Cinema really inspired me to be a part of it from now on, moving forward. And it's like, you come into this type of project not knowing that you have these skills, and when you finish it, it's like, oh, I have some sort of skill that I can provide. So for the future In Cinema Awards, or even the film, we encourage everyone to join or be a part of something small, whether or not you're in front of the camera or doing like production or makeup or whatever it is you have.
There's a role for everyone. There's definitely something to be done. And it just takes once. If you just say yes to the experience once, you won't know until you try.
Exactly.
So definitely something to think about. Do we have another chat question?
Yes, we have our last chat question for our viewers. If you could create an award category, what would it be? A, best on-set food. B, best bloopers. C, best extra. Or D, tell us.
Those are some good ones, actually. I would love a category of best extra. Like, are we talking about extras in the background?
They're just standing there.
Yeah. Have you ever watched
I'll be a tree
or a show?
That's a skill. to sit in the back and do something that looks real.
Yeah.
For sure. But also sometimes there are just things going on in the background that are just so silly or random, but they're just so discreet about it. It's like if you're not paying attention to it, then you won't even notice. And I just think that it's hilarious when you watch back, like you watch a film back and you didn't notice it before, but then you notice it the second time, and you're just like, how did I miss that? I love that. Let's see what everyone is saying in the live chat from Sister Priscilla Batan. Hello, but watching from Rizal. Stay safe and healthy always. God bless. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Let's mention Sister Kat Burling. She said, Grayson Burling, rising triple threat, singer, dancer, actor, and many more.
I wonder where he gets it from.
You'd have to ask his mom. I don't know.
He just has so many talents.
What else do we have?
From Ariz Villanueva, congrats to Sister Lily Jomo. Yes. Such a great year for our district and the In Cinema Awards.
Well, I think we're done with this topic, right?
I think so.
I'm done. I'm just kidding.
Lorraine is getting tired.
No, I'm not tired. Not tired at all. I love talking about this.
Me too. But I definitely think we've touched up on so many different aspects. And if you couldn't already tell, we really always 100% encourage everyone to be involved with In Cinema, not just In Cinema, but all of the projects that we have within the church. They're so fun, and we guarantee you'll gain so many great memories from them.
Agreed.
All right. So, Brother Ryan, I know we could talk on and on about this topic and so many other things, but before we let you go, do you have any shout outs you'd like to make or any final words for anyone tuning in?
Absolutely. Shout out to all of the cast and crew who are involved in the making of the film. Yes.
It was a
Thank
great
you.
film.
As well as cast and crew who are involved in the production of the award show. I can't stress it enough. Total collaborative effort. We could not have done it without all of your help. Thank you so much. Also, last final shout out to my Sister Bless, who just celebrated her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! We love birthdays here on INCRadio San Diego. Love it. All right. Well, with that, thank you so much again, Brother Ryan, for joining us. Let's give him another round of applause, please.
Thank you for having me. Would love to do it again.
All right.
You heard it here, folks. Taylor, what does CFO stand for?
Lorraine, CFO stands for Christian Family Organization. These are the organizations inside the Church of Christ for every member of the family. And here in San Diego County, California, we have CFO activities going on all the time. That was a clean clap.
That was really
Good
good.
job, everyone. Like on September 21st, when we had our Welcome My Brethren, this was held at the local congregation of Chula Vista's chapel. And this was a really nice event. As we can see, there were lots that was taking place on this day. I believe there were some performances as well, which is always really nice. And just a really great way to spend time with our brothers and sisters.
And for our upcoming activity coming up tomorrow is our long-awaited in concert, The Guardian of Our Faith. And I'm so excited for this.
You're not the only one,
Yes.
girl. I'm excited. Everyone in this room is excited. We know so many of you are excited. We know so many of you are going to be performing.
Exactly.
So we cannot wait to see you and to watch each other's performances. That will be a great event.
And this has been CFO in Action for the San Diego Satellite Studio.
We promised Ryan we would get super hyped for this segment. So that was our best attempt. Thank you. Lorraine!
Taylor!
Are you hyped?
For what?
Our hashtag challenge winners. As a reminder, here are your hashtags for your respective local congregations. And you still have 5 minutes throughout the rest of the show today to hashtag as much as you can to be on the leaderboard for next week.
Exactly. And for third place for last week,
Last
third place, the local congregation of Menifee.
And in second place, we had the local congregation of Temecula Valley. Yes.
And for first place, Taylor, do the honors.
Yes. First place, we had the local congregation of
Vista.
Are you surprised? I'm not
I'm
surprised.
very much surprised.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been a very fun show that we've been having. Thank you to all of you who have been tuning in and commenting in the live chat. You make our shows so exciting and fun. But it is time to wrap up our show today. Before we go, we would like to greet and thank some individuals who help make INCRadio San Diego possible. But before I do that, I'm also going to read a couple more shout outs from Zenaida Novesteras. Greetings from Midtown Toronto, District of Greater Toronto, Canada. Thank you for tuning in.
From Ronnie Lee and Asiete. Hello to all viewers of the INCRadio San Diego. Greetings from Miami, Florida, and the District of Caribbean.
Yes. All right. Now, with that, we're going to wrap up our show. Thank you and farewell also to Brother Eduardo Villamanello, our Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Arano Manalo, our SEPSI President, Brother Matt Capistrano, our Supervising Minister here in SDC.
Brother Elmer Sarmiento, our Assistant Supervising Minister of SDC, Brother Christian De Dios, our CFO Overseer, and Brother Christian Co, District Multimedia Advisor.
Up next is INCRadio Sacramento, so please stay tuned for their show as well. But until next time here on INCRadio San Diego, goodbye everybody, stay safe, and we will catch you on the next Wave. Yeah. Bye. See you next time. I like to do this thing where I sort of like
Oh,
wave
exit
off.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.